Previously on Mr. Critical.
And this is why I'm excited about Glass. I want this movie to follow the previous two films and focus on the character interactions and the stories.
Right. On my way to see Glass. And fingers crossed it's good. As I've been telling everyone around me, on the internet and random people on the streets, I'm an Unbreakable fanboy. I made a whole video essay on how this masterpiece from the early 2000s could become a door for an amazing yet different type of franchise. So believe it when I say I was excited for this movie. I think I might have been more excited for this film than Avengers Endgame. Okay, that last part wasn't true. But I was really excited for this film. And in so many levels, it didn't let me down until the third. Don't get me wrong, it's not Batman v Superman level of disappointment, since my problem with the film is really mostly the third act. But as a massive fan, I must be honest. So here are my honest thoughts on Glass. I can't talk about Glass without going deep into spoilers, so if you haven't seen Glass, go see it and maybe come back if you're still interested. But I definitely recommend the movie and would give it something like a 6.5 out of 10. So go see it. Right, let's get started. First of all, I want to start with the positives. James McAvoy is a god among men. What an actor. Seriously, he kept me invested anytime he was on screen. McAvoy is on another level and I love him, and I will watch anything he's in. Yes, that includes Dark Phoenix. Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson are mostly good when given something to do. This film is pretty much divided in three parts. The first act is about David Dunn and what he's been up to, stopping criminals and all that stuff. In the second act, it's more about Kevin, and in the third act, Mr. Glass is more in the center. And that's where my head starts hurting. Glass gave me what I wanted to some extent. Anytime the movie shines is when the characters interact. But that's the problem, it doesn't happen often. I mean, they only made the connection between the Horde and Mr. Glass, and how the Horde would like Mr. Glass because he has been suffering his whole life too. But they did all that in the third act. Why would you wait until the last act of your film to connect your characters? Especially since it's what the audience came to see. David Dunn literally disappears after the first act and is not seen until the third act. But who took all these valuable screen times? Sarah Paulson, aka the most annoying character I've seen in a long time. She was the Jar Jar Binks of this film to me. And I'm calling her Sarah Paulson because I don't remember her character name and also because I don't care. They spent a quarter of this film with this lady trying to convince our three characters that they are delusional, but we, the audience, already know they are not. So when we spend a quarter of the film listening to Jar Jar Paulson, it's frustrating because you know it's going nowhere since we know these characters are not delusional.
Mr. Jar Jar Binks!
Plot points like this only works if the audience is also not sure about the truth. We were sure about the truth, so why waste our time by giving Jar Jar Paulson more screen time than she deserved? Casey, Anna Taylor-Joy's character, when she interacts with Kevin for the first time, it was beautiful, but it was cut short because you know why? Jar Jar Paulson had to keep bringing up these theories, these stupid theories we knew were not true. I kept asking myself at that moment, what's your point, Shyamalan? Who has a great cameo, by the way. Look, let's just talk about the third act and wrap this up. In short, the third act is a mess, and though maybe people hate it because of the death of all three characters, it's not the case with me. I actually respect Shyamalan for having the balls to do such a thing. But the third act was just so all over the place. Characters standing around, sometimes fighting, and when they talk, it's mostly an exposition. I was cringing the whole time. I couldn't believe Shyamalan would do something like this. But when you think about it, it's not that surprising. I just think Shyamalan should stay away from action set pieces. He's just not that type of storyteller. Maybe he should only do thrillers. Unbreakable and Split were good because they were purely character studies. Here, he tries to do different things, he had different ideas and threw everything on screen, and it doesn't always work. So do I hate it? Nope. Like I said, I will give it a solid 6.5 because there's so much to like. It's in no way a terrible movie in my opinion. It's got great cinematography, there are some great scenes that made me emotional. The performances are incredible, and overall, I left the theater feeling well since I didn't want to hate it. And I actually like how, despite the death of the main characters, Shyamalan left the door open for someone else to come and explore the idea of superhuman beings in this world. And even though I didn't like that he killed them off and used some boring excuse of a secret organization or whatever, I can respect that. Glass had more action than the two previous movies, but I won't rewatch it anytime soon, while I watch Unbreakable at least once every year, and I've already seen Split like 10 times. They didn't use the Unbreakable theme, some of the camera work were not that great, like that one scene when the Horde is talking to a nurse, and that nurse kept switching the line on and off. The camera was placed behind the guy and it was shaky as hell, almost as if it was filmed with a selfie stick or something. Again, a creative decision that I respect, but I found weird. I'm split on Glass, but my love for this trilogy is unbreakable. Okay, that was terrible. What did you think of Glass? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know. As for me, I'll see you around.